I'm really excited that today we are starting a new message series called The Days of Elijah, and we're going to be thinking about how God uses ordinary people in extraordinary ways, and we're going to be looking at that through this great towering figure of the Old Testament, the prophet Elijah. Now, you'll find Elijah, if you get your Bibles and go to 1 Kings chapter 16. And I'd really encourage you to read along week by week to get the most out of what we're going to be talking about. Elijah, we come across him in 1 Kings, which is one of the historical books of the Old Testament. It tells the history, particularly of the monarchy in Israel. And so if we're going to understand Elijah, we need to know a little bit about the historical background to when he was ministering for God. And so we've got this little video that will give you the background and really help you get a handle on what was going on when God called on this ordinary man to do extraordinary things among the people of Israel.
King David's son Solomon inherited the throne in 837 BCE and built the first holy temple in Jerusalem. Solomon's reign was the high point in all of Jewish history to date, and the nation basked in peace, wealth, and spiritual awareness. But as soon as Solomon died in 797 BCE, the kingdom was split in two, Israel in the north and Judah in the south. The dynasty of King David flourished in Judah, but ruled over just 2 tribes. The remaining 10 tribes in the northern kingdom produced their own chaotic assortment of monarchs. Their kings encouraged idolatry and were often terrible and tyrannical. God sent a steady stream of prophets to rebuke the monarchs and their respective subjects. Ahab was the infamous 7th king of the northern kingdom. He reigned in the mid-800s BCE for 22 years. Ahab was evil and despotic, but his powerful pagan wife outdid him in her depravity. Queen Jezebel was a Phoenician, and she built temples of idolatry and executed almost every prophet of God. Jezebel was bent on converting the Jews into a nation of Baal worshippers. She almost succeeded, but a fearless prophet named Elijah stepped onto the scene. One of Jewish history's most legendary prophets.
From the moment that the kingdom of Israel was formed under Jeroboam, there was a slide spiritually downward. You can see that each successive king did evil in the eyes of the Lord. However, that slide hit rock bottom with Ahab. We are told in 2 summaries of Ahab that he did more in evil in the eyes of the Lord than any of those before him. And then in the other summary says, there was never anyone like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord. And so this is the background to the time when Elijah was called to serve the Lord.